Hi, it's Brendan Payne with Century 21 again, and today I wanted to go through a couple thoughts that actually came out of a conversation with my coach that I thought would be appropriate as we're trying to end up 2015 as strong as you can and go into 2016 really prepared to make it your best year ever. So a while back, beginning part, I think first quarter of 2015, I was given the assignment to define what I felt an entrepreneur was. And so I want to share with you kind of the notes. We were actually given the assignment. I had to write out the definition, my own definition of what I thought an entrepreneur was, and just any other ideas I had or how you'd identify one. And I ended up having about a 2-page, little, report on my thoughts on being an entrepreneur. And I want to just share a couple of the highlights here so that you can start thinking about, as you go into the new year, where do you see yourself? Because I believe in this industry, we're all entrepreneurs, but we're all at different levels. And so it's important to identify really where you are, where you want to be, and then of course, put the plans together to become and start being who you want to be today. So I'll start with my definition. So my definition of an entrepreneur was, it's someone who realizes the benefits of working to make their dreams come true instead of working to make others' dreams come true. They're clear on the risks that they've taken and the benefit they receive from taking those risks. An entrepreneur understands that they will never actually lose everything because they've built things in the past and they understand they have the confidence to do it again. I think that's really key. And the idea of a traditional career path to an entrepreneur is really, really scary. They become committed to developing their horizontal income streams in different ways to actually make money and achieve their goals. Another key point that I think has come up in most of the entrepreneurs that I've worked with or I've talked with in the past is they have this sense that maybe there's a career myth, is what I've called it. And let me explain what that is. I believe every entrepreneur has declared that there's a career myth that's driven them for a portion of their life. So at one point in time, they believed that they had to conform and they had to take a traditional path. And right now, they won't accept that they must choose that specific interest or a profession or anything else and start climbing the ladder. They're unwilling to set their sights on the prize and then work to just continue to climb up the ladder of what they're trying to accomplish. See, I believe that they think that a career has a top level or a ceiling, and I don't believe that most of them are willing to accept that. They don't believe that there's a ceiling. They don't believe that there's a top level to their game. They understand that within traditional career paths, the higher that you go, the more competition there is, and there's fewer spots to fill. So instead of that, they'd prefer to make their own path where there's less competition, they lead the way, and others follow them. So let's talk about the different levels of entrepreneurs. And this is where I kind of broke down, because I think everyone is in a different state, from the person who's just starting out to the person that we look at and say, man, they have really figured this out and they have multiple streams of income. They've got multiple businesses and they're just really, in our opinion, kind of the top of their game. There's a big gap between those two. So I looked first at what's a level one. So what's an entry level entrepreneur as you define it. And that's someone who I'd say doesn't really want to work for anyone else. That's all of us. We got into this industry because we wanted to be able to work for ourselves and start making our dreams come true versus someone else's. In the beginning, they're hesitant to move forward because typically they've been used to a steady stream of income. And being an entrepreneur means taking chances, and the first chance that you take is typically, will my plan work out and will I be able to survive financially? They feel the opportunity, but they're often held back by the risk that in their mind they're calculating for going and making the move. Here's a critical part. Unless they're exposed to other entrepreneurs, it's likely that most people won't get out of this stage. They'll simply be dreaming about the position or dreaming about the person that they want to be as an entrepreneur. They're thinking it, but they won't make the move unless they're surrounded and supported by other people that have already done it. They're often held back at this stage by one question. It's the what. What am I going to do? They don't have the plan of what are they going to do to kind of feed this feeling that they've got that they can go do something besides what they're currently in. So let's look at level 2. A level 2 finds the what. They actually make that jump out of their comfort zone because of something that they truly, truly believe in or that they find a passion in, and that actually takes them out of stage 1 and into stage 2 just because they can't control themselves. They're too excited to not make the move. They must make a conscious effort to act quicker, and they often fight off the urge in this stage to act like an employee because there's no one telling them what to do. When they make that move, they're really in charge, and that's a tough transition. They still look to others for guidance and resources, but they are starting to make some decisions on their own and starting to take it's a little bit more comfortable for them to take smaller risks now because in their mind they've taken such a large one in following what they're wanting to do in terms of their dream. Now, after a short period, which I think usually is in anywhere from 6 to 12 months, there's either a true comfort level and a relief that they are where they are and doing what they're doing, or sometimes they go back to what they were originally doing because the risk to them outweighed the potential reward. They start realizing that there's more ways to branch out in what they're doing than they're actually accomplishing now. That gives them the motivation and the excitement to continue on into other paths. Now let's look at a level 3. Level 3 entrepreneurs are someone who is absolutely 100% sold out on what they are doing and what their purpose is. They're committed to generating multiple streams of income, multiple different businesses. They implement ideas quickly. They're fully engaged in being outside of the box when it comes to thinking about their business, their career, their long-term goals. And they understand the value of creating diversity in their business. So to them, what was originally maybe a fear of moving from a salary type job or a position where they had, consistent income, now it seems completely foreign to them to be on a path that only allows them to do what the position will allow them to do. They're completely committed to figuring out ways that they can do bigger, better things with their ideas that they have in front of them. So hopefully this gives you some insight into just my opinion on what I believe an entrepreneur is. I think there's some things in here that, probably somebody's going to disagree with and somebody's going to agree with. And at the end of the day, I really want to just share this with you so you can think about where are you in the stage of your career and where you see yourself as an entrepreneur. I challenge you to look to the next level and find out what do you need to do in order to get to that next level. Just start being that person today and watch what happens. Thanks so much. Let me know if I can help you with anything. I appreciate you watching these videos. Take care.